Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation live from Studio B. Another guy who can handle basically any situation you can dream up of is BYU baseball coach Mike Littlewood on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline. Coach, it's so fantastic to be talking baseball. How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling so good, except when I look outside, when I look on the news and see Austin has the same amount of snow as we do. So, and that's where we're headed. But I'm feeling good about things, yeah.
Yeah, BYU baseball is working through the snow, and like you said, we didn't know that it was going to be following you to Texas, but just out of curiosity, how's the heated field looking at Miller Park right now?
You cannot see any turf at all. It's all snow, but we should be able to see a little turf at about 5 p.m., although we're so lucky here to have the indoor practice facility that we can do full scrimmages in there, and that's where we'll be today, and it's awesome to have that.
Okay, you're headed to Texas, like you mentioned, to play Texas State. We're going to call this the Eric Mateos Bowl since he was at Texas State and then BYU, and now he's at Baylor. But then you're playing UT, a big one. So there is a bit of news, though, regarding Friday's game. Do you mind telling us the latest on the shifting of the schedule?
Yeah, I actually just got off the phone with Coach Trout at Texas State. They shut down school through Friday just because of the weather and the power outages and different things. A lot of their players don't even have power in their apartments, and so they're kind of dealing with that. He sent me a picture. They had like 4 to 6 inches of snow on their field, which is
wow.
It's a 1 in 100-year storm. I mean, it's just crazy. And so it was supposed to be really cold on Friday, and I think it's a good decision. So we're going to just basically bump our Friday game to Tuesday. So we'll still play 4 games, but we won't play Friday. We'll play a doubleheader Saturday starting at noon Texas time, and then it gets pretty tough. We'll play Monday, Tuesday at Texas State. And then we were supposed to have Tuesday off, and then we'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Texas. So it's going to be a full week of baseball.
We're warming up our arms just in case.
Yeah, do you have enough pitchers for that?
We'll get 2 more flights if you guys can throw. I promise you.
How is the pitching staff looking? Because we know that at this level of baseball, when you get into the college ranks and certainly minor and major league ranks, that a lot of it is pitching. So what's the pitching staff look like right now?
It looks really good. The only we have a little ding with Tyson Heaton, who's one of our top 6 pitchers. Started a couple games as a freshman last year. He's out for another week or two. Just kind of he came back from COVID, did some things too quickly, and so he's got a little bit of an issue. But he'll be back with us in a couple weeks. Other than that, we look great. This is the most depth we've ever had since I've been here. We have a lot of guys who have great velocity, can have good command, can really pitch, and I feel like we have probably a dozen options to go to in games that I really feel comfortable in getting guys out. Sometimes you send a guy out there and you're like, oh, please hit it to us. It's going to get hit, but please hit it to us. That's our only chance. But these guys are different, and we got different guys, a couple left-handers in the low 90s, Mabius and Cooper McKeon and Boston Mabius. And we just have I like our well-rounded staff. So we just need some experience, some Division I baseball experience.
Who are some of the newcomers that stick out that will have an impact this season?
Well, I think Boston Mabius is on the pitching side is going to be one of them. He's a left-hander, return missionary, 90-92, really good 12-6 curveball, developing a good change. He'll spray it around just a little bit here and there, but he may start one of the games at Texas State or Texas. We haven't decided that yet. He'll be a key for us. On the offensive side, Cole Gamble. Went to Lone Peak High School, transfer from Salt Lake Community College. Will start in right field for us. 6'4", good left-handed hitter, really good defensive outfielder, and so we're looking for big things from him. But you look all around our field, even Hayden Latham last year, who was 2-time Conference Player of the Year in JUCO and like preseason All-American JUCO. He came and struggled a little bit last year. But he's looking really good this year. It's just experience. The one nice thing I'll say is our hitters over the fall and early winter right now, since January when we got back, they're facing incredible pitching every single day. So there's really nothing that's going to surprise them when they step on the field and face Texas or Texas State, who are really 2 incredible teams. So, and then Oregon State and then Utah. So it doesn't get easier after this.
BYU baseball head coach Mike Littlewood with us on BYU Sports Nation. Coach, how would you sum up the emotions and the atmosphere of the locker room right now? Because it's been...
My lights just went off.
Okay, hey, motion detector. Let's get some light back on that beautiful face.
Really still. Wow.
How would you sum up
It does that every once in a while.
Yeah. the emotions and atmosphere of a locker room that hasn't played against another opponent really in what feels like almost a year.
Yeah, they're ready to go. They really are. It seems, who was it? Danny Jelich came to me yesterday. We were in the IPF hitting. He goes, man, it seems like 2 years since we played. And I had a couple players say that to me yesterday. And just that, and we've heard a couple, interestingly enough, we've heard from a couple other coaches that have talked to our staff and said that their first couple games out, they didn't see the energy that they really wanted out of their teams. And so we had a little bit of a talk with our guys, like, hey, this is hopefully at this point in life, after this last year, you don't take one day for granted. I mean, you're going out every day is a blessing that you get to play, put a uniform on and play this game. And so I think the excitement's there. I think we're ready to go overall.
You were picked 4th in the preseason poll, but no individuals were put on the preseason team. Was that seen as a slight at all?
Well, if you look at our stats last year, I wouldn't have put anybody on either. We hit 200 as a team, and I was surprised we were voted 4th, to be honest with you. And I never, you guys know this, I don't even look at those. I don't really care about them. In fact, the worst year we ever had, we were voted 1st, if you guys remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yep.
So it's all about how you end. And with our tough schedule that we've got, after this Texas trip, we go to Oregon State, and then what's going to be kind of fun, and hopefully we'll allow some fans in. We play Utah in a weekend series, which we haven't done since, because we're not in the same league. So we're always playing Utah on a midweek. So we're throwing our bullpen against their bullpen, and now we get to face them head to head in a 3-game series. Our best pitcher against their best starters. So it's going to be kind of fun that way.
What's the coolest bat, or who gave you the coolest bat behind you?
Well, there's one from Dominican that they use. That's kind of a bat that they use. It's like they use this with these little kind of like bottle caps that they throw. They'll move a lot.
Wow.
So this is kind of a cool one. Yeah, and then the one I remember the most.
This is an interactive interview.
It's a skinny fungo that I got when I was at Alta High School, and we got invited to Alta wasn't very good a couple years before I got there, and we got invited to this tournament in Anaheim. I think it was called the Top Cards or something like that. Anyway, it was and we got this fungo, and when I first got this fungo, I thought I'm going to keep every new fungo I get and just keep a collection. And so over 30 years, that's what you see behind me. So
Awesome.
Fantastic stuff. Mike Littlewood with us on BYU Sports Nation. Heaven forbid you have to deal with the COVID postponement or even cancellation in the approaching season. But what are the protocols in place if somebody does test positive so that you can hopefully keep playing and keep that player or players in isolation?
Yeah, so baseball is kind of a mid-contact sport. So we have different protocol than basketball or golf. We all have different ones. And so we tested Friday, we tested Monday. We'll get our results today. If anybody's positive, then we contact trace, and then they go into quarantine for the specified amount of time. I think it's 10 days from first symptoms, and bump somebody else on the travel squad. And if anybody, we really try to hound the guys. You know, it's just a way of life now that you wear these. That's just part of the deal. And so we really try to hound them at practice when you're anywhere except on the field. You've got your mask on. That way, if somebody tests positive and you contact trace, then you can say, yeah, I had my mask up. I wasn't around them for 15 minutes, and answer all the questions honestly. And then you get to go. If you don't, then you get to quarantine as well. And so I think they understand the importance of all that. But I just told the guys, and I think they've got a good perspective of, you wake up today, tackle today, and then let's see what tomorrow brings when we wake up tomorrow. And there's going to be some disappointments. I know there's going to be some series canceled, I would think. We'll try to find somebody else to play, and if we can't, we'll play each other and move on and try to develop these guys the best we possibly can this spring.
Coach, great to catch up with you. Let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma to take with you to Texas. Hopefully it warms up the weather down there and brings back a lot of W's for BYU baseball.
All right, thanks. Love you guys.